Okay, I get this question a lot. How do I make the intervals for frequency tables of histograms? In this case here, since my numbers are not multiples of 5, I want to round them down to the nearest 5 and up to the nearest 5. If I round this down to the nearest 5, this needs to be a 10. And I round this one up to the nearest multiple of 5, that would be a 30. Now when I'm trying to figure out my intervals, I take my largest, 30, subtract off my smallest multiple of 5, which is in this case a 10. I subtract those and I divide by how many classes that I want. I want to have 5 classes. Okay? And if I divide those out, I'll get 20 divided by 5, which equals 4. That's what I need to count by. So count by 4s, right there, count by 4s, and start from 10. So I go to my table and I start at 10, and when I count by 4s, it'll be 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now each of these intervals, when we say interval, has to have a starting value and an ending value. So my ending value happens before this number starts. So I need to go from 10 to 13, 14 to 17, 18 to 21, 22 to 25, and then 26 to 29. Now my intervals are complete, counting by 4s down the left-hand side. Then, on the right-hand side, you're just going to look at the data set and then count how many of each value shows up under each interval and make your histogram. Next, these numbers rounded down and rounded up because they weren't multiples of 5, but some situations might have one or both, like this example right here, where I have two numbers, both the beginning and the ending values are already multiples of 5. If you ever have a starting one that's already a multiple of 5, you're just going to keep that one as the starting part, because when you start at 10, it'll be included in the interval. But the 30 needs to get moved up in order for it to be counted, so I need to round that up to the next interval of 5, in this case being 35, and then I do my intervals from there. So I'm going to use 35 down to 10, so I say 35 minus 10, divided by how many classes I want. I want 5 classes, and that makes 35 minus 10, which is 25. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. So I need to count by 5s starting from 10. And real quick, how to make those intervals again, you start at 10, counting by 5, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5 classes. Then the intervals go from 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, and 30 to 34. Again, looking at your data set, saying how many fall under each interval, and make your histogram. Hopefully this helps, and good luck in the future questions.